Hello, everyone. It's Kim from K&RP here in southeastern Manitoba. Let's play with the top of a tissue box today. I chop up the box and I make my circles and things for belly bands. It's just a nice, lightweight uh, pressboard, cardboard, whatever you want to call it, heavy cardstock. Um, I've never used the tops before. Yeah, I've cut this part for a tag, this part for a tag. But I was looking at this lovely oval, and we know that I use these ovals to make bookmarks. There'll be a video coming up on that soon, too. But I've never utilized this piece, like this piece. So I was wondering how I would go about making this into an interesting piece that will flip, and so that when you're doing your journal, it could either be flip in, flip out, or it could just be attached to a page so that when you put it in the journal, this is actually a page itself. So we're just going to play with this and decorate it and stiffen it up and see what we come up with. So let's do it. So again, we've got the top of a Kleenex box. I cut it down so it's 8.5 inches tall because I don't know how big. Sometimes I make big journals, sometimes I make small journals. We never know what we're going to do, right? So I figured if I did it 8.5 inches, I can always cut it down as long as I don't get too elaborate with the decorations. I'm thinking more that I'd like to decorate more along the sides than the tops and bottoms, but we're going to see what's going to happen. So we start with this, and I figured what I would do is I would glue it down to a heavy piece of cardstock. And did I bring cardstock with me? No. Nope, I did not. Okay, so I need to go and get a piece of cardstock. Wait, I do have one. I lied. In fact, I've got this piece of cardstock that I cut down for a different project we were doing. And it just happened to be in the stacks of stuff beside me. Yay for stacks of stuff. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue this down to this. This is quite a heavy cardstock. So that's what I'm going to use because I want this to be like a nice frame. You know what? I'm not too worried about these rough edges where it was serrated for tearing the centers out. It's just going to add a little bit of interest. I can always come back and cover that up with some braid, whatever. Right now, we're just going to determine how we're going to turn this into a flip. So we're going to start by gluing it down. This is just my regular, usual Elmer's glue all. I took out the plastic where you pull the tissues from. So there's a little bit of tape stuff here. Gluish stuff. But we're going to make sure that we get the edges really well with the glue, because I would like this to be a really nice solid piece. And now they're making tissue boxes so pretty. I don't even know if I'm going to decorate the front or not. Maybe I'll do a little bit of embroidery because those leaves are so interesting. Of course, I will have to pre-poke the holes because there's no way I will get a needle through this Kleenex box top as well as that heavy cardstock. But that could be very interesting. Very interesting to do some stitching on those leaves. But of course, I can come back and doodle on those leaves as well. Also, being a box, it's got that bit of a plasticky coating. So normally I would gesso it if I was going to paint it. I normally gesso or put a good coat of paint over these. I'm going to try and get it as close to this edge as possible so I've got less trimming to do. All right, so we've got that down. Woo! That's going to give it a really nice thick. It's going to be good and sturdy. Yeah, it's going to add bulk to the journal, but if I don't go too crazy with the additional stuff putting on it, we'll be good. Just fine. Just fine. So yeah, if I did maybe one or two leaves just with the veining in a green or something, it could be really, really quite interesting. Of course, not all tissue boxes are the same. They all have different patterns, but that's what I would possibly do with this one. Okay, so we're going to trim this down along the edges. As I said, when I took the box apart, I put it through the paper trimmer so that I had nice straight edges to work with. Surprise, Kim did straight edges. Who am I? What have I done with Kim? Imposter, imposter. Okay, enough of that. Okay, I've trimmed that down. So this is going to be like when we did circle insides. When we were kids, we're going to take a blade and we're going to cut an X and take a piece out so that I can get the scissors in and around. These scissors might be too big. I don't know where my little scissors disappeared to because I always pack my stuff up and take it here, there, and everywhere, correct? And I'm pretty sure I packed my little scissors into something because they're not on my desk. We will make do. We will. Okay, X-Acto blade. This is why this is not for kids. We're going to cut down the middle. And we're going to cut a couple of places like this. Just so that it's easy for us to get to the edges of this oval. You know, I didn't even measure to see if this oval is exactly balanced. I don't care. Okay, blades away. So see, this gives you nice flappies so you can get your scissors in right to the edges. And then, of course, we can get, you know, we start by taking this kind of stuff off, right? Because this is going to give us room to maneuver the scissors around those curves. And you know what? I'm throwing this stuff away, guys. Again, who am I? What have I done with Kim? Of course, this would have been easier if I just used regular paper, but as I say, I wanted the stability. So I'm close, but I'm not right against it. I still have lots of stuff in the middle to contend with to get around these curves nicely. Of course, yes, I could take the blade and come in and do it really nice and tight. Not sure I trust how well my hands work in order to do that. They're okay for doing, you know, the straight lines down the middle. But when it comes to the curves, look, this is going in the bin. And I'm not going to dig it back out. I promise. I promise. Okay, so you can see I've got edges around. So now I'm going to come in again with the scissors. And it's like cussy cutting. You have to get in close to those curves without damaging the top overly much. Well, that's not working as nice as I would like because the scissors are too big. What are we going to do, guys? What are we going to do? Little scissors. Where would they be? I haven't a clue. Okay, maybe let's try the knife. Let's try the blade. We'll go very slow and very careful. Look away, Anne. Look away, hun. Oh, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. Not bad at all, actually. But I haven't got to the curve yet. Slowly, Kim. Slowly around the curve. Ooh. Nope. Didn't get it on the top side, I don't think. This one I did get quite close to. I'm pretty impressed with how nice and close I actually got to this side. Woo! Careful, careful. I'm just going to go around until I know that it's going to actually come off. Oh, I got the top on that. Rats. Well, we can disguise it, right? We are great at disguising stuff. We can make things look a whole different way when we set our minds to it. That's the fun of creativity. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm having fun thinking up different things to play with so that you guys aren't bored with the recordings. A couple of them you may be, but I'm trying to keep them short too. Trying to keep them short. So, just because I know you guys are busy. So that's coming out pretty nice. If I do some inking, I think it will disguise it as well. Of course, I can come in and run black marker around the edge. I could do something. I could wrap fabric around, maybe ribbon. All right, so it's a little bit wonky at this corner, but you know what? Maybe I can collage some flowers onto it there. You know, we can disguise it. We can disguise it. Let's not brush that up with your hand. Okay, put that away because I think that's good. So isn't this a great idea? Like we could put doors, curtains. Wouldn't it look nice if we had some fabric curtains? What do you think? I think that would be really kind of cute. Wonder how that would work if I wanted to use that ugly ribbon that doesn't. What about lace? I could use lace. Couldn't I use lace for curtains, guys? What do you think? Do we want lace curtains? I don't know. I don't know. Because, of course, I'm making this up as we go along. I've got an idea. I have to go get some lace. Sorry, I put it away after I did the tassel video because I thought I was being smart. Nice wide work. That's right. We're going to make it enough. We are going to make it enough. So, okay, maybe it's a bit yellow. Oh, it's yellow. But you know what? I think it could go, guys. What do you think? What do you think? Yes, no? I think it's okay. Okay, I'm going to use it. So I need a piece from there to there. I'm going to cut a piece like this. I'm going to cut two pieces like that. Oh, look, I've got some left over. It's okay. That's going to go in the bits bag. Doesn't have to be exact. Doesn't have to be exact. And this lace is enough so that it would probably, if I was side by each, it would fill in this whole thing. Right? See how it would cover the entire hole? Put that in the bits bag. Right? So now what I'm going to do is I am going to glue it on this side so it's halfway. So if we put this, let's find the halfway for find the center of this oval thing. 1, 2, and a bit. I like it just where it is. I'm going to put a piece of tape to hold it down at the top. Let's just straighten that edge out. This. I'm going to put a piece of tape at the bottom to hold it because I'm going to be gluing this lace down. And we all know how persnickety lace can be. So it doesn't really have... Oh, wait. Oh, I have an even cooler idea as well. Okay, lace goes down first. So we're going to do it so that the lace is equidistant to that. Okay, there's the center line. I've got the lace there. Now we're going to glue it down like this. We're going to put a lot of glue. Lots of glue. Because this is going to be hidden. This is still going to be hidden. Make sure that the lace is to the center line there. Just to the center line. And I want it pretty firm. Pretty firm. Oops. See, I'm knocking stuff falls down while I'm just tapping the table. Not a good sign. I'm going to do that to this side. Now is the time that I would have to decide if I am going to embroider it or not. Now's the time that would be decided. So again, I'm just going so that this is to the center line. All right. So of course the glue's not going to hold it great. We are going to come along and put some tape on it. Yep. Doesn't have to be big pieces of tape. We just need to hold it down top and bottom. Because I have an idea. I do. Oop. Bit of a lump in that tape. Now, look at it from this side. Isn't that cute? Now I am going to take some yarn and I'm going to tie it to the side here so it looks like curtains tied back. I've got that really goofy, oops, paper. Didn't want paper yet. No paper yet. So I've got this yarn, we were using it for something lately. I'm going to cut this piece in half. And remember, this yarn is really loosely twist. It's such a loose twist, it frays so bad. I'm going to put a knot in it right away. Right away. Okay, so now I would like to have it so that there's a little bow at the front on each side. So I am going to take and I am going to put that there, and we are going to go around here. We're going to hold it, go around through the lace. Now is the tricky part because we don't want it to pull it off, but we want it to look like curtains, right? So we need it to pull. Throw that around there. Gently pull it to the side so we've got the gather. Maybe not super tight. I'm going to go around it a few times because I can. And because it's a long piece of yarn that I cut. All right. So we can pull that just a little bit. Oh, look what happens when I pull it tight. It still looks like curtains. Is that too tight, do you think? I think it's okay. maybe a little looser. Just a little bit looser. I think that's good. Okay, so it came unraveled, of course, because this is silly yarn. So it's around twice. I can see that it's around twice, which is good. I'm going to tie a bow, then I'm going to trim it down. And of course, I am going to put a drop of glue in the center of the bow to hold it. This yarn, I think it would look cuter with a smaller bow. Smaller. Kind of like this. Kind of like that. Right? Now I'm going to take some glue and I am going to glue that right in the center. Glue. Stay. Because I want it to stay tight. Because this is kind of a shiny yarn too. It's a little bit silky. So it just unravels really easy. So now we're going to do that on the other side. Top. Do it from the top, Kim. No, I went from the bottom because I remember pulling it through distinctly. So we did once around, twice around. I'm going to pull it so that it's a little bit gathered, but we can still see the lace. Kind of equal. We'll do the bow. And we will glue it. Come on. I need you to tighten up a bit. There we go. This is such a beautiful yarn. I don't know what it was meant for. Like I say, the twist is loose. It's silky so that it undoes. Again, smaller bow wanted. Smaller loops, about like that. And like that. Pull it tight. Add the glue. Add the glue on the knot as well. Really want to stay put. Stay put. Of course, that needs to be down. All right. All right, all right. Okay, so this one is down. Does it look like we got some curtains? I guess maybe what I should have done for the next one I will cross the lace over each other at the tops. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how well this stays. Okay. So what I was thinking when I went, ooh, I have an idea. Wouldn't it be nice to have something suspended in the middle? Like, I don't know, a butterfly? A butterfly. What if we did a butterfly right in the middle with thread through it? So it's like, yeah, let's do it. I've got some butterfly stickers. I just saw them. Look, I have these wild butterfly stickers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of just plain white thread. You guys have seen me do this before when I've cut out holes and things. We're going to take white thread and we want it doubled because thread is thin. I'm going to tie a knot in one end because it glues down better if there's a knot in it. It's got a little bit more substance. Not great, a lot of substance, but it's got a bit more substance. So that knot would be there. Let's tie a knot over here. Now, none of these butterflies match. Oh, those two might. Those two might. What do you think? Because I want one on the front, one on the back. Because when we open this, we're going to see what's at the back, right? So I'm thinking these two butterflies might actually match. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thread. We're going to move this out of the way. I am going to take a piece of white copy paper. I have, Kim doesn't throw much out. Now this is going to be difficult to see. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to take this butterfly. Oh no, that's not going to work. First things first. This is going to get stuck to the white. And then I'm going to fussy cut it out. Then I'm glue them back to back. But I just need to make sure that it's going to stick good. And the reason I'm going to do it this way is so that when I cut them out, with luck, they will be the same shape. So that I can have them back to back over the thread in the middle of the window. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So this is the other one that I thought matched this shape. Oh, this one might as well. Pink or blue, green, blue, green, blue, blue. Let's kind of keep that because it's got a nice contrast to this as well. Not that that's what's going to be on the back, but oh, glue. Got to add some glue to the sticker because stickers don't stick all the time. They don't last great. There we go. We got those glued down. Now, when you get glue on glossy surfaces and you get that muck mark, it got stuck to my finger and slid. That's what it is. Okay, so now we're going to do this, and I'm going to cut around the sticker. Maybe I should have done it on blue so I could have seen where that white outline was. No big deal. So when this is the flip out in the book, this has some interest itself. I'm just cutting. This has interest itself, and of course the page behind it will have a window with a butterfly in the middle of it, of course, but it will have the window so that I cut off part of its wing. No, I didn't. The window has interest, and what's behind it will be maybe what's behind the window, or that's could be something completely different. You could have a monster there. You could have a robot. Limited by the imagination. Oh, Kim. Guess this will have to be the last recorded video of the day. Okay, so I've got the two. I'm going to put them back to back. They will match. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim them down right to the color. Take all the white off. And before I stick them together, I will run black marker over the edges because they're going to have that white core. Does that make sense? So, of course, once they are glued on the thread, I'm not going to be able to trim around the center. I won't be able to trim around the center. definitely trying to get all the little bits of white off. Not bad, not bad. Now I have to trim the other one so it's reasonably the same. I will hold them up together and then trim the oops, them so that they're pretty much the same. Okay, I'm concentrating. I'm not talking. I apologize. So, as I was saying, if I was going to do some embroidery on those leaves, now would be the time I would do it, because I will be putting a backing on this piece and to sandwich all this stuff together. So if I didn't want the stitches to show, I would have to do it now. All right, I've got a little bit of white over here. There we go. Not bad, not bad. Especially doing delicate cuts like this. Okay, now's the tester. Now's the tester. That's not bad at all. I will just trim this top. You see how that wing overlaps just a little bit there? I'm going to trim that. Just so when they're glued back to back like this on the thread, we don't have much of the white showing. Okay, so first things first, we get a black marker and we are going to edge these. Just running the marker along the edges. I know that this is a tedious process and I know it's not great fun to watch. That's fine. The nice thing about recorded videos is you could put me at 2 times and I will sound like a squirrel or a chipmunk or something. Alvin, you know, one of them guys. All right. Just hiding those bits of white that I didn't quite catch with the scissors. So what I was thinking is, because I could do it as a flip out or I could do it as a separate page, we also have to determine that right now. Okay, so I've got this one, white side up. We're going to put glue. Now, do we want the butterfly to be sitting straight up or kind of at an angle? I think I want it at an angle so that it looks like it's flying, you know? We're going to put this thread, right? Thread down. We're going to go like this. Is that too much? Nope, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Now we're going to put glue on the white side of this butterfly so that we're sandwiching the thread between the 2 sides of the butterfly. As I say, you guys have seen me do this before with leaves, with circles, with various other things. Just kind of slide it so that okay, I got bits of white showing, so I won't glue it into the book just yet until I've trimmed it. Needs just a little bit of a trim right here and here. Now I'll have to come in with the marker again and touch that up. You know, some of these fun things that you do can be a little bit tedious and take some time, but this is what makes each journal unique. Now, you don't have to do this in every single journal, but you know what? The way I'm doing it right now is I don't have to add this to anything just yet. No, we don't put the glue, like I've done this so many times. We don't do that because you glue on the tip of your marker and then it doesn't mark. Ooh, this is a long video. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, oh, I didn't look at this side. Oh, let's put some black marker on that instead of cutting it. We will cheat. We will cheat because that's where the thread is. I don't want any chance of cutting the thread. So I'm just going to do this because it works. Look, I've got mucky fingers and I haven't even used paint. I'm using a marker that you know, Kimberly. Oi! Okay, so this glue on the bows are dry. I may have to add a little bit more. Yeah, these are a little bit long. It's okay. We're getting to it, guys. We are getting to it. Okay, so we're going to put this way, and we're going to take this butterfly, and we're going to decide where exactly we want it. I kind of like it higher at the top. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can't answer me anyway because you're not here. I'm doing this without you. Doing it without you. Okay, so that has the knot. No, don't pull it out. This is the tricky part. And we're going to put some glue there. And we want it to be reasonably snug. Right? We want it snug. So what I do then is I take just little scraps of paper like this. Just little wee scraps of paper, tiny. And I push it down into the glue to hold that in place. It just seems to work good. It makes sense. Now I'm going to do the same thing here with that other little piece of paper, put it into the glue to hold that snug. And let's put this against something so that you guys can see. What do I got? I've got, oi. What have I got? I think I'm going to hold it against this. Well, maybe. Can you see it? We've got curtains. You can't see the curtains. You can't see the curtains. We need something dark, I think. And then you won't be able to see the butterfly. What are we going to do? What am I going to use? Because I have to show you. We'll use this. Nope. It's covered in paint. How about the back of this because it's white? There we go. Here we go. All right. There. Look. We've got like a doorway with a butterfly. Isn't that fun? I think that's fun. Think about that in a journal. Coming across that as a page in the journal. Seriously. That is fun. Nobody can tell me anything different. It is. It's fun. So now we have to decide how we would like this in the journal. Or not. What I am going to do is I'm going to take a piece of... See, I should have done that before I glued all this stuff down because I'm not going to have the hole in the middle if I just took a piece of white paper and put it. Well, now what? Oops. Oops. See, I wasn't thinking. I should have done the paper that's going behind with the hole in it now, or when I was doing that. But wait, no. You know what, guys? Look, I have the centers. I have a center. So I know that I'm just going to trace this on the paper and cut it out. How's that? I like it. So when you were doing it originally, trace that, unless you've got this, trace it so that you can cut out a piece of paper on it. So I'm going to take, I used the copy paper, but do we really want copy paper in the middle of a journal? I don't think so. I think so. What would I use, do you think? I would use a painty paper or something along those lines. Whatever is behind this needs to be reasonably plain, I think. Hmm. See? Not thinking. Well, I am thinking, but I didn't plan it. You can tell that. Okay, I'm going to use copy paper, and you know what? We can coffee dye it if we want, because that's how we roll. Okay, so remember I cut this 8.5 inches so that it would fit in a journal if I did them this way. Because we do journals this way sometimes, right? Now we decide, do we want it to be a flip out or whatever? I don't think at this point it really matters, because wherever we put it on this paper, we could trim it down to a flip out either way, or we could have it as part of a page, if that makes sense to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide it's going to go on this. We're going to fold this in half. Oh, Kim. Fold this in half first. Right? Just a piece of copy paper. Fold it in half. Then we are going to figure out where we want this. You know what? I'm going to put it closer to the middle, because that way, if we decide that we don't want it as a page, that we've got enough on each side that we could have it flip either side open. Does that make sense? I think it makes perfect sense. So this needs to go. Needs to go. Needs to go. Come on. You need to move up a little bit. I need a pokey stick of some sort. The whole desk is covered in stuff, and I need a pokey stick. So, there. I think there's good. There's good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it not so cockeyed. We'll line that up with the edge. And that's the way that's going to go. So now I'm going to trace this. And remember, it's got that serrated edge. So when we're cutting it, I am going to cut it so that that black line around that I am tracing here is gone. Because it's going behind this. And that's okay. Now we need this to go sort of like that. Sort of like that. Like that. Whew. Let's fill that in too. All right. All right. So this is easier to do than the other one. We just do a little bit of a fold. Right? We crimp it, a little bit of a fold. Give it a snip. And we can just go right to that line. Fold it and go around it. Right, around the black line we go. Now we've got quite a bit of bulk on the back there because of the yarn that we wrapped around and the bit of lace that's gathered. So maybe it would have been a good idea to use cardstock to go over it as a cardstock page. But this is like a prototype, right? Because we're just making this up today. Anything that I make while we're playing and I'm making up as we go along, I consider a prototype. Okay, so we've got this. Now we are going to glue this to that. Look how nice that fits. That fits really nicely. Oh, so this is just a smidge bigger than the 8.5 page. I thought I measured it better than I did. But look, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put lots of glue on this, and I'm going to push it down on that piece. Let's make sure that butterfly is good and tight. Now we're going to, like I say, lots of glue. Lots of glue. Just on the cardboard. Just on the cardboard. Not going to worry about the big clumps. We will be trimming the curtain bows shortly. Once this is dry, everything will get trimmed. Lots of glue. It's going to be a lot of glue. So that white page is going to get really wet. But again, you can decorate the other side of that white page. You can collage it so that it's strong enough to hide all the glue that you have to put down because of the lace and the yarn, right? Glue's running low. It's okay. We're good. We're good. Totally good. This is, make sure you get the edges well around the oval. Make sure the thread for the butterfly is really solidly covered. Oh, am I on screen? Sorry. In my own world. Plotting and planning and, you know. All right. I got a lot of glue on here, which is a good thing because, you know, when you're gluing down lace, you got to go between the lace and you want it sandwiched nice and thread and it's got yarn. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on top of that yarn now. We're going to take this and we are going to push it down like this. Oh, like that, like that. Now, I would probably, what I would do is put a big heavy book on it to make sure that it's held down, like the yarn and everything is really pressed down well. And I will probably do that right away, but I just want to show you how this looks. Okay, so this is on back page, unless you decide to fold it this way, right? So this could go in a journal. This would be the edge of the, you know, tucked in the signature. This would be the edge. You know, this side, let's push that down, smush it down good. I might have to come in and do a little bit of touch up with the glue. But I mean, you can see it has puckered the paper a little bit. You can see a little bit of the brown backing. But because now you're going to be decorating this side of the page, or leaving it, whatever you decide to do to it, you can then disguise those bits. So you can see it's over the edge of the page here. I'm going to trim that down. Probably be better. Oh no, it won't. My poor trimmer would, because it's the cardstock and the cardboard, right? I've got a little bit of a corner overlap here. Trim that off. And there you have it. Oh, I didn't trim the tassels, the bows. We will trim the bows. May have to add just a little bit more glue to those bows so that they're up. So now you can see what I mean. So you could put it in the journal like this. If we cut it off here, this would fold over so that it would flip, or you could fold this over so it would flip that way. So there you have it. We'll trim this, and I think that's the only one I'm going to trim. The other ones are okay. Tie a knot. As I say, if I wanted to embroider some of these leaves, I can still come back and doodle these leaves, right? I've got the beautiful butterfly, the bows, curtain holders. So I'm going to consider this a complete project. It's going to go in the stash just to add to a journal. And that's when I will decide if it's going to be full page like this, if it's going to be a flip or not a flip. To flip or not a flip, that is the question. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope this has inspired you to do a little bit of a play. And I'll see you all soon. Bye now. Thanks for watching.